Well, hello guys, Mr. Shockwave King back here once again, and you saw the title of it. And don't worry, the epo content and stuff was coming. I'm just been going to a it's a Gake like slum. It's just not coming to me like it used to. But eventually, everything will go back to normal. But yes, you saw the title of the video, the most real and honest review of Death Stranding, because I'm not here to show my favorite Japanese senpai that I enjoy his work, and I'm going to enjoy his work because I'm not going to give him any type of profit. Choose this city. Yay! I judge Kojima as a man. I don't care how much I enjoy his game. I judge him by a game basis. Just like I'm not gonna be one of those people who use the excuse that Metal Gear Solid was ruined by Konami. It was Konami's fault. It came to a certain time period. Kojima had a decision to make. Just to keep the game at chapter 1 and end the game, or add in an off-brand chapter 2. And I slapped together chapter 2 and a raggedy chapter 3. He had a choice, and he made his choice. Ruined the damn game is what he did. But honestly, my major problem with Death Stranding overall, and the reason why I find it such a pain, such a chore, such a drag just to get to the game is somehow Kojima, some way possible. I didn't think it was possible, but how do you make delivering packages boring? I would have a better time walking down my driveway and getting the mail than playing this game. It is boring. It is irritating. It makes no type of sense. Cause you expect, it's sad. Cause you expect, alright, you're gonna be delivering packages, alright. If that's all we're gonna be doing, we're gonna leave the combat related. If that's all we're gonna be doing, you expect to be multiple places to add ladders, to use the climbing anchors that actually push the game to limit. Because I like delivering packages. There are certain games that you just play for the experience, and it doesn't matter how much time it actually burned. And I expected Death Stranding to be one of it, but no. Somehow, because unlike most people who was clowning and making fun of this game and say it'll be a walking simulator, I thought the game looked alright. It showed out that one image with Sam with a gun, and I thought it'd be alright. But the game comes out, and I expect, and the worst part about it, you might want to leave if you want to save things for spoilers. I'm going on deep. I somehow figured out before the game even came out, literally a week before the game came out, I was like, Sam's gonna be a bridge baby. And I was right. God Almighty, how did I predict that? I had no type of spoilers or nothing. Nothing. And I was just like, he's gonna be a bridge baby. And I was right. Wow, look at that. I didn't even put that much effort in. That is quite an amazing feat we got here, Bobby. Quite the amazing feat. But overall, I have multiple problems with the game. But somebody say it's the combat. Everybody took with the. Oh no, the entire fundamentals of this game is broken and it's boring. Cause there's like okay. Here's for example, right? So you expect you're gonna get that motorcycle, you're gonna whip out the motorcycle, and you're just gonna be driving down somewhere, and you know I expect to run into some rocky areas, but not every single thing on the maps be a mountain. Every single thing is some type of rock. Every single thing is something to stop you. And make it even worse, even walking is boring. There's no type of entertainment. Oh, you gotta balance this way, balance that way. That becomes irritating because the system is not put properly at all. Just like climbing, there's no emphasis on climbing. You can't become a rock climber in this game. When you see a horizontal, when you see a vertical wall, there is no chances of a grappling hook or anything to launch you up there for you to climb. Nope. No, it's like it's a game full of halfway baked ideas that was not fully executed, just like 5 was. Only difference was Kojima had 4 years and no type of excuse. 4 years. And nearly everything in the game is irritating, boring. It's like you're just delivering these packages to nameless machines. Only one person, only one singular person throughout the entire game had a story where it actually meant anything. Besides from the main story mission, everybody else who you just delivering packages, you just stay inside and don't do anything. They don't talk to you. They don't give you any type of interesting dialogue or conversation. They don't do anything. Oh, we get some interesting dialogue with Conan O'Brien. He gives you a hat and that's it. That's it. Like seriously, why did I just start running right there? I just start running at nothing. What was I running on? Just climb up the damn. Like, what are the climbing boxes in this game? It makes no sense, but people keep making up excuses for the game. Cause that's right there, that did that for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Something you expect to climb, you just can't climb. Or you expect to give you all these climbing acres and ladders, you barely use them. And you barely have a reason to use them at all. Everybody just put most of their time in building that supersized highway, which I believe was on the other map, and that's pretty much it. That's all everybody else do. That's it. Because somehow he has managed to turn delivering packages into a boring experience. I would rather go work for the UPS than play this game. Because at least then, I'd have a more mind-blowing experience. Like the time farming, right? You would expect with all this time farming, there'd be some type of extreme difficulty. My weather suit would go out or something. Nope. There is no urge during the time farming to actually get outside the rain. At all. There is no urge to do that. There is no urge to save your life. At all. There's no type of risk of staying outside all the time inside the time for a rain at all. And then like there's no type of caves, there's no nothing. It's just you just go out there, slip and fall down, and then your packages go straight down. Just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And it's just like if you're gonna do something, put 100% effort into doing it. If you're gonna make a game where you deliver packages, then make that the best UPS game you've ever played, but it's not. The vehicles, I feel like they're copied and pasted 5. Just add a motorcycle, because the truck feels the exact same. But everybody will make excuses. There's no type of better bike, there's no nothing. You gotta get long range or short range. There's no further customizing the bike besides from changing the paint, and that's all you're gonna get. That's all you're gonna get. But fantastic out of 10 game. On what basis? What's the mind-blowing thing? And before we get to the other thing, the amount of gall and the amount of ego Kojima must have to make that statements of, oh, maybe people only want to play first-person shooters over there in America. Are you serious? Are you serious? So when you was dropping Psychonauts or Metal Gear, it was all right for people to act like that. When I was making those type of games where it literally emphasized stealth over everything else, and it emphasized non-combat that actually engages with the enemies. Oh, don't people only want to shoot in the game, man? They only want to shoot. So it was all right back then, but now it's a crime. And now, all right, guys, you don't need to play games like that. It was fun when I could have fun with it, but when the criticism came, I can't take that. I can't take that criticism. My skin is way too thin for that. Really? And everybody just make excuses for Kojima. Everybody just says whatever for Kojima. I'm sorry. Some people are not going to make excuses for this game, because there's no excuses to be made. It is a halfway baked games with ideas that are not fully executed. What is the point of reconnecting America if you don't see nobody in America? You literally see 2 to 3 people in real life, and that's it. In the entire game. I even finished the game, and most of the way through it I've seen 2 to 3 people. That's it. That's it. That's the 2 to 3 people the entire time. Wow. Amazing. Another part of the game is you expect with the BTs and stuff there'll be some type of fantastical thing. Get interacting and trying to escape from the BTs to be some of the best part of the game. Nope. They're irritant. That's all the BTs are in this game. They're absolutely irritant, and that's it. And another thing, why every time I ride on a motorcycle or I'm on foot, I must stop my bike, I must slow down for no apparent reason? Why is this the case? Why every time it literally got a trigger event where it stops my entire game just to load in the black rain, and it stops my entire game? Hey, look, the BT arm is going up, and it does that every single time like there's no tomorrow. And then I get dragged over here, and you expect, alright, the game has changed. Things are different now. My life isn't threatened. Nope. I can just take a nice little jog. You see that nice little area there? I could take a nice little jog, and that'll be it. How is the main seller of the game boring? How is that possible? Like you expect the BTs, they've been hyping this up ever since the first initial trailers, the crabs on the beach and things like that, and there's nothing, and it just doesn't mean nothing. It just there's no substance there. There's nothing there. Just look at that. Just look how easy that was. Look how easy that was, and I'm still going for a jog, and he still can't do anything. That's supposed to be terrifying. That's supposed to get me to shaking in my boots. when literally the entire world changes just to trigger that, when the entire world stops just to, you don't see the black rain coming out of nowhere, it stops the entire game. If you're in a motorcycle, in a vehicle, if you're doing anything, it will stop the whole game to literally, you freeze in place, it brings inside the rain, and then after that, it triggers a second cutscene where you can't move, or the BB arm activates. Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was a good idea? And the fans are just like, yeah. Yep, that was an excellent idea, Kojima. That was fantastic. We stopped the game in 2 different places for no apparent reason. Why? Not just because. And then the story. It's also boring. There's like no type like all the lines of dialogue are just dry. And he got some excellent actors inside the game, and they're dry. Oh, Matt Nicholson it just took the show. Why couldn't he? Nobody else is giving any legitimate lines. Like, literally. What does Sam do the entire game? Alright then. I'll go. What's happening? What's over there? Well, you know. And you got another person who did a review who's just like, Sam has dunes. On what planet? You never studied such a thing. Fragile has dunes. Huh? And then you have Troy Baker's character. And that's it. That's literally it. That's the best way you can explain him. The Troy Baker character. What does he do? He's stereotypical terrorist 395. I was gonna make them gaming references. And the thing is, it's not the fact that those things are inherently bad. It's all about the execution. And there's nothing special about Troy Baker. Troy Baker don't do anything unique. He just shows up as stereotypical terrorist because, you know, of course, we need a terrorist group because we can't have a game without a terrorist group. Why not? What's the story of the game? We reconnecting America. Who are the people? Nobody. You don't see nobody outside. Nobody playing a garden. No one just playing around with the children. Just doing nothing. Nothing. All these little points where you go deliver packages, there's literally only one singular person staying inside. How much of the human population is actually left? Like, they don't let it inside the base at all to see nobody and see different infrastructure on the inside. None of that, really? We don't get none of that. Alright then. Alright then. No actual investment detail. You don't get to see who you're fighting for or what you're working for so hard for. Like the special gifts they give you is not really anything. I can't even get something as simply as a comic book. Or what about a cardboard box? Give me something more than a climbing anchor or a ladder or the same gun I got for the 15th time. That's it. And on top of that, if Bridge is fully aware, right? If they're fully aware of a person, any human being, no matter what it is, dies, it triggers a void out. Why would they ever think it would be a good idea to give Sam lethal rounds in the first place? I could be completely wrong here, but why would they give him rounds in the first place? Like lethal rounds for? You already have, and then like you expect, if you're doing the best thing you can to stop like another void out to ever happen, then why would they give you more lethal options? Instead of just, alright guys, I'm going to take this package off my arm, I'm going to swing as hard as I can, crack your skull open to the white meat, and just leave you laid out. That's it. Who are the terrorists? Like, and then like the whole terrorist plot line is so stereotypical because there is nothing under it. It's just terrorists, and that's it. And then it turns out, the entire time, the woman you was trying to save, oh, she's actually the entity who's causing the next major extinction event. You serious? That's the big twist? Really? Just, and then we have to backtrack all the way back to the beginning on foot? You serious? Like, I think I understand why people have such opinions against George Lucas in the prequels. Because at least there was something good in the prequel. But in this case, for the Kojima equivalent of the whole George Lucas situation with Star Wars, he's Death Stranding. And he took the backslash and couldn't handle it. And that was it. But at least in this case, Norman Reedus didn't get death threats. Mads Nicholson didn't get death threats, but you know, in the prequels, you had to threaten that poor little child who played Anakin Skywalker because he messed with your favorite thing, and we must torturize kids. Even though they always say on the news, think about the children. When it's my Star Wars, I can torturize kids anytime I want to. They're not human beings. They're not just doing this because, you know, they got hired as an actor. No. And I never even had character figurines. They'll tell me that I've lost some stuff that I never did have. I picked everything up that I was... It is what it is. There's no type of co-op. There's a loosely put together multiplayer. And I do like the idea of laying down something to help others. But you never see those people. You just get a bunch of likes and that's it. That's it. And then like you have these other porters. How come there's not a storyline with the other porter, like another one of the porters being a terrorist who's helping out Troy Baker? How come you only meet two other porters and they die and that's it? And everybody else is an NPC. You thought that was a good idea. And then look, guys, we got some terrorists with some guns. They have lethal rounds, but if you shoot them with some, and that's the worst part about it. They give you an actual gun, right? As soon as you meet the enemies with lethal rounds, enemies with guns that can actually kill you, to give you lethal rounds. And then the stealth is slapped together. I'm gonna get to the combat right now. The stealth is just menacingly slapped together, just menacingly thrown together. Alright, you gotta hit 2 buttons to dodge. Alright, if they hit you, it's funny, you hit them once, they go down instantly. They hit you once, you get laid flat out across your back, no matter how much cargo you carrying, and it takes you about 5 minutes to get back up. That's it. There will always be some type of Mew around 24/7. You could never get rid of them. They will always be there, which will make more sense if those were bandits and not terrorists. But of course they're terrorists because, you know, there can't be anything else besides from terrorists. There can't be some type of opposing force, something against Bridges. No, they just they're the usual terrorists because, you know, you gotta have them terrorists. And I really tried to like this game. This is cause I knew what I was getting into when I picked up the game. Alright, I knew what I was getting into, but I really did it because I expect, you know, there'd be more opportunities to use the ladder. Because using the ladder to climb an anchor and other stuff to actually get things is some of the best parts of the game. And that's turned boring. Like, finding the BT is not entertaining. There's like no fun to get out of it. Like when I first shut up the whole line BT that Troy Baker had, I didn't even feel anything from it. It was no master come on. It was like, whoa, this is some stuff I haven't seen before. I saw it and that was it. And it just makes me wonder, what is there to actually enjoy about this game? Especially when you start to get to that middle to late game, which is where I am. The enjoyments just keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And no matter how many points you see for a grappling hook, it will never connect to anything. It never will. I've been to a few of them. It don't connect to absolutely nothing. Nothing. You run into more rocks than anything else. And you expect most of the fun of the game would come from just trying to get to the place where you're trying to go. But it's not. The environment is just slapped together and it's mostly boring. Everything pretty much looks the exact same. I don't see how that's possible. But legitimately, from this area of the map to the previous one, it looks the exact same. I don't see how Kojima managed to pull off such I don't see how he managed to do it, but somehow he did. And then, like, because of Cyberpunk comes out, you give the PC exclusive players exclusive DLC to them, but not to the PlayStation. Now with the director's cut, you could have did whatever you want. That's your own thing. But it's literally just a PC port, and you leave everybody else out just because. And then I guess it's gonna be added to the PS up. There it is. Look at that. Look, if I had the bridge, baby, you see what I'm talking about. I just got off the motorcycle, but if I was still driving, it would have made me stop. But wait, it's not like someone should just get rid of them. I've gotten fed up to the point where I just don't like seeing them. They're just irritating. They are irritant. And then, like, you can't really step. Listen, they gave me the grenades. I never tried to kill them with the grenades. Why? Because I just found it to be an irritant. It is not fun. Because I just throw the grenade, they die. That's it. And then, like, later in the part of the game, after you get Mama, and the Mama just dies. Which I don't see how her being connected to an undead child killed her. But she dies. And the sister, who looks exactly the same, because they just happen to be twins, just takes her place. Like Mama didn't. Then again, you barely even knew Mama in the first place. What I'm talking about. Same thing with Guillermo del Toro character or Die Hard Man. There's just nothing there. That could be an interesting story, but it's not really nothing there. Guillermo del Toro just a mad scientist. It could be some. Die Hard Man is that commander who's no different from the colonel from Metal Gear, where it's just like he could be a good guy, but it seemed like he might have done some dirt in the past. And then the whole boss fight with Matt Nicholson. I would expect something more than this, but it wasn't. Because the combat is so hastily paced together. It would have been better if there was no combat in the game at all. It's amazing how people can defend this game because, like, the enjoyment factor dies out real quick. The fun novelty of finding items that will put down to other players dies out real quick, or you don't really see it. There might be one useful item here and there. They might see those bridges that are there. But overall, that's it. When the push comes to shove with getting over these rocks, right there's nothing for you. So it's just like, I say try the game if you're interested. But when people trying to say, oh, Kojima dared to make something different. So we haven't seen a third-person shooter where you do objectives and ride around on vehicles? Are you saying that no one has ever made a mail delivery game? That's never happened. So Paperboy never existed. All right then. All right, he tried to do something new or different. All right, you get the crouch just like in Metal Gear. All right then. Get to climb and use ladders and stuff just like any other game. I guess we're playing Tomb Raider, and I guess we've never seen a game like this before, guys. Even though the art style looks suspiciously similar to Metal Gear. And you can hold things in the inventory like other games as well. And you can also shoot in the game, and crouch, and ride bikes, and trucks. It's almost like you can find these elements in other games. It's that same retarded crap with Horizon Zero Dawn, how they try to set an Avatar game without seeing any footage. It's just, they're trying to copy Horizon Zero Dawn. So a main character with a crossbow. Tomb Raider 2013? For any female character before that, like Horizon Zero Dawn was the first to do it, and then I find out there was another game before that where we had like some type of dog robot before Horizon Zero Dawn. So the whole robot animals is not original to that either, which is another game. Side missions are just boring. I spend entire moments of the game just upgrading stuff and just collecting items, and I have no type of urge to actually finish the main story. The basic enemies in the games are also lackluster. But nope, it's a fantastic game because it's great. Just because it's great. Because everything else in the gaming market is so garbage. You get one decent game and it's the best thing you ever played. It's people like you or the reason why microtransactions exist in games today. It's people like you is the reason why Madden and Ubisoft games and any game by EA will never die. It's people like you, and it's quite sad because I wanted to like this game. I wanted to find all type of enjoyment from Death Stranding, and it wasn't there. It's halfway baked. It wasn't fully fleshed out with the fundamentals at all. Because we're doing some of the most basic things in the game. It's not the fact that it's tedious. It's not the fact that it's boring. It becomes irritating to walk back and forth, encountering the exact same group of bandits or terrorists that are there. You walk back and forth, like I'm just want to deliver packages. Damn it! Why is it like this? Like I went into this game wanting to deliver packages, and I got an irritating experience. And the snow is even worse. The snow area in the game, all the way up north, is even worse. It's even. I don't see how they made snow terrible. It's not. That shouldn't be possible. It's somehow it's worse. Somehow it's actually worse. I don't see how Kojima managed to do that, but somehow he managed to do it. And everybody else will run to the defense and say it's fantastic. Tell me what's so great about it, honestly. Because I honestly tried. I really did. And I'm one of the first people who got fed up with all the extra trailers of just showing nothing. I kept asking where's the gameplay. And then I got gameplay. And by the time they revealed more about the story, it was around the same time I pretty much knew what the entire game was about. Would I been playing the game? At all. I already had my... This is just like another thing's reason how I got to this feeling is because Kojima said he had all these people to working with like Norman Reedus and Matt Nicholson. I didn't know what this game was about. The game is so out there. I didn't know what this game was about. It was so confusing. I had to explain it to me, and I still don't know what it was about. And then you play the actual game, and it's one of the most simple things you could ever get. Wow. Talk about being bamboozled. Talk about being deceived. I heard from everybody that this game was like, the story would be fantastical. It was so mind-blowing, it was on another level. I want to know, what happened to that? Because it seemed like after they was hyping the game up in the marketing, everybody just so happened to forget about how they were saying how mysterious it was and how mind-blowing the story was. Matt Nicholson and Norman Reedus. But I guess when it comes to that, you can also make up excuses for them too. Another disappointment. So I hope you guys or somebody along those lines can enjoy this game and find some type of enjoyment out of it. But for me, it's gonna be placed where it is. It's more or less a 7 because it's not really fun to play. It's gotten to the point where it's irritating. It gotten to the point where delivering packages aren't even fun anymore. It's not even just the BTs. It's like a combination of just things. And then like the fighting mechanics against the mules are also irritating because somehow every time they can hit you exactly once, you fall over. You fall over. And then guess what, man? You gonna fall over no matter what. The boss fights are not engaging. They're just boring. I have no interest in even doing the boss fights because I'm not gonna be entertaining. They're just boring. I don't see how it's possible. And then like in this previous game, Metal Gear Solid 5, it was an entire game. It was an entire game of an open world with nothing in it. Where are the animals in Death Stranding? They don't exist. How are these people surviving? Can I see their living conditions? Can I help improve their life? No. Is Fragile working by itself with a group of people? No one knows. Who knows? And then the whole boss fight with Troy Baker, I've already seen it, and it's just, that's not worth it. Like playing the game is just, it was a fun science experiment, and that's it. It really was, because they got me good with the whole, you're gonna have undead soldiers from World War II. What relevant to that playing the game? Not at all. Not at all. None at all. It is what it is. I hope you guys can enjoy this game that was just put together, because and you expect, actually it'll make more sense for, instead of in 5 that in Death Stranding, that you're able to capture these wild animals and put them into a contained place to help repopulate the population. Then in 5 since in Death Stranding, like a good portion of the world is dead already. So it'll make more sense in this game. There'll be efforts to conserve animals and discover brand new animals, which will give you a reason to have a photo. But no, not at all. And then you get a random email. Oh, there's a crater somewhere. A cradle? Alright, I'm gonna go to a crater. Oh, it's not over there. Oh, it's not over there. I'm gonna just assume I'm an idiot on this one. I just couldn't find what crater he was talking about. I tried, I really tried, and I was so hyped up after those first 2 trailers. I was expecting a mind-blowing experience, and what I got was just a mediocre product, and that was it. That's all I got from this game. That was it. And it's gotten so bad to the point, I played 5 multiple times. multiple times, and not because I wanted to, because I was doing something that caused, like me trying to download Fallout New Vegas on the PS3 and install. I'm back. Now, including when I played on different accounts, I had to replay the game multiple times. And it's just, how can I constantly replay that game? And as much as I dog on 5, the basic fundamentals of the game is good. It's just the fact that the game is not finished. What is Death Stranding's excuse? Because there was no Konami to stop this game from being good. There was no Konami from stopping it. Because that's the thing. People aren't saying that it's boring or it's a bad game because of the game itself, that the basic premise. No one's saying the basic premise is the problem. The people are saying the fundamentals are the problem with the game. So you can defend this game. You can realize that you just wasted $60 with the PS5 Director's Cut of the game. You can say whatever and do whatever you want, but I will still have my opinions, and I'm not really interested in this next project at all because he obviously can't handle any type of opposition. Like, how could you let that man say that to y'all as like an American fan of his, or like any Western fan? I guess they're just too used to first-person shooters. But every time everybody would play Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 3 and Peace Walker, really? We're just gonna like he said, you see, he actually said that. And like y'all just don't address what he actually like are you serious? That was just wrong. They're only used to first person shooters, but you was making games that we enjoyed that wasn't just first person shooters, that wasn't just shoot somebody and that's it, and people enjoyed that. You got an extreme amount of defense for 5, even though it's a hollow, unfinished product. People protected you. People didn't give their honest opinions, in my opinion, or just tried to lie and try to say because it was Kojima, it was the best thing that since his sliced bread. And that's what you got to say to us? Really? Yes. The amount of ego and the amount of delusion. And y'all let that man say that to y'all. But then again, it's always been like that, really. Because anytime a Japanese developer do anything or say anything, we gotta come to the protection of this man. He's Japanese, and it's sad because they don't even ask for this protection. They don't even do nothing to want it. They just make stuff. But every time they slip up and make a mistake, they're Japanese. You gotta protect them. We don't gotta criticize them on the Western side for some reason. And the Japanese make the best games. Just, wait, really? Just, we're not gonna treat everybody the same. But if it was EA or Activision or Ubisoft or anybody else who's doing the exact same thing, throw them under the bus. When the Japanese developers do it, they get a pass. And it's funny because they don't ask for the bash, they don't do nothing for the pass. It's not even their fault. It's really, I'm blaming those supposed Western fans of the Japanese products, and especially the good portion of those damn weeps, because that's ridiculous that you get treated like a dog by some of these guys, and you just keep boosting them up. Just, you serious? Serious. Like, and it's not a nationalism thing. It's not a us versus them type of thing. It's literally just more than likely 9 times out of 10 a bunch of Americans just boosting up something else in a different country just to shit on something at home, and that's it. Like I brought with the whole comic books and manga thing. I'm not gonna give them a pat on the back when they're beating opposition that don't even care. But it is what it is. It's been me, Shockwave King, and that's been my opinions about Death Stranding. I don't defend this game. You people can make up excuses. You can try to act like Kojima just didn't do anything wrong. You can try to act like this game was just fantastic or great when it's not at all. And y'all can make whatever excuses you want. I will still, yeah, I'll never finish this game because I walked into it like this game's gonna give me some problems. It's gonna probably cause me to hate the game, and I got what I got. So that'll be my opinions on Death Stranding and how this game is just. You have 4 years to make a game, and this is what you come up with in 4 years. A game that's harkens so much back to Metal Gear Solid 5. A game where you don't really do anything further than that. Because I knew that was a problem when you saw some random stealth for no reason. And the stealth was not even done well. So you can't deliver package right. That's one. You can't do the combat right. That's two. So what can Kojima do right with this game? What can he do right? He's like, he just can't get right. Like, seriously. He has reached the peak. It is just, now arguably he reached the peak in 4. In 5, people were just trying to protect his credibility. That was it. That was literally it. And then when he can't take the pressure, oh, I think they're just too used to playing a first-person shooter. You serious? And you let that man talk to you like that, and y'all shut the fuck up and act like what he just said didn't just happen. But anybody else, he want to get this pass. It's not the Japanese fan defending him. It's the dumbass Americans. And everybody else in the West, you just sit there and take the abuse because they're stupid. And that's just fucking sad. That's a sad way to live. And the Nintendo fans treat them the exact same way. They just throw out anything towards you, and you suck it up, and you eat it up. You spend most of your time begging for a Metro Prime 4, and they don't give it to you. That's still some good, man. You know, even though Nintendo's not doing what we want, and even though Nintendo's just doing whatever they want, and shutting down our tournaments, and doing all this stuff to us, and striking down game reviews and everything else, we're still going to support the product and always buy it because of a reason. But there's a problem with EA and Activision, that's still. Alright then. Why can't we just call slime? Why can't we just call scumbags? Why must we protect a group of people who don't want protection? Like, you serious? And it just can't be just us criticizing this game. There's no way he didn't get no black backlash from the Japanese side either over this product. I find that impossible. There's no matter, oh, they play a variation of games that could save this man in this game. It is what it is. But it's been Mr. King. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace. And what are your thoughts on Death Stranding? Because this was a response video to a video some other guy made. And not really a response, just my opinions. That was inspired by a video another guy made. Because I could have been made this video, but I don't know what's wrong with people, to be honest. It is what it is. They could defend whatever they want. But I hope you guys enjoy what I can. But don't sit here and act like he don't made a masterpiece when it's not. Stop launching. So, be Mr. Shockwave King enough. Peace.